Meow. Huples cat. So we're moving, and part of moving is getting stuff sorted out. And I'm inside one of two dormers that we have, and I'll let you have a little look. So today's mission is to pull these out, and let's have a look what I kept. This is actually all prepping stuff, and be interesting to see how it held up. The stuff that I put in the garage mostly has not held up over a 6-year period, but this stuff is fairly temperature controlled, though attics and eaves troughs like this are not recommended. Well, Wooly, we emptied it. Apart from the stuff I'm going to show you, there was equipment that we need to keep comfortables, like pillows, old pillows, new pillows, and a whole bunch of cushions. They're all going out. What I did pull out first off was this stuff. There is some arrow tips, a fishing rod with gear attached, which I bought cheap. Actually, it was $38. I'm pretty sure it was on sale. And some fishing line, and I believe this is a fish killer. Yeah, it's a fish descaler. And arrows. So yeah, that was good. And of course a mirror, Titanic mirror. One of the really cool things I found in there, I thought I had 2 tackle boxes of med kits. Turns out I had 3. So we'll have a look in this as well. So this is what was in the dormer. There's actually more than one cheap sleeping bag, but I'm not quite sure what Kitty's done with it. Should we unpack all this, Wolfie? Yes, says Wolfie. So one thing I did right is I packed hard goods mostly, and this is a lot of medical stuff. There has been some mice evidence, so I'm not going to open the rest of the stuff here. I'm going to do it downstairs so I can wear gloves and a mask. But this is what I pulled out of the food storage. It's about actually it's 5 to 6 years expired. But stuff like this is going to work, even if it's 40 years later. There's a survival tin sealed vault of seeds. Interesting. Peanut butter. I'm actually going to open this and see if it works. And maple syrup. Should work, sounds fine. And the lemon should work. Peach is probably way past their best texture. These very, very unsure of. As are these, but they actually look good, so that one's okay. Bit harder. It's quite hard. So yeah, the salt works. If it's rock hard salt, you just add water and stir. And one spice, which is crushed red pepper. Very important spices. But yeah, as you can see here from the only box that's left other than medical, this is marked household goods, and you can see quite clearly mice have been in it and pooped everywhere. So I will cover that up and I will take it downstairs and I will empty it. So if you're in an old house or a barn, or you're going through boxes like I am and you know there's been mice around, you want to wear a surgical mask. The point of this is to stop hantavirus getting in, which is mostly going to be solid. So a surgical mask works, and you do actually need some gloves for this. And I have my bin set up already. So let's get to it. I will spare you this, but I will show you how much garbage and how much there isn't garbage. In retrospect, I wouldn't have put toothpaste and stuff like that in an unsealed cardboard box in an attic space, but you live and learn. In SHTF, some of this stuff I wouldn't have thrown out, but it is an SHTF. There's Q-tips and stuff in there, and toothbrushes and things, and underarm deodorant, but it's all going because it's definitely had mice in there. So what's left over? A little sewing kit, some scotch tape, a whole bunch of clothes pegs, which is useful, and a razor blade, which stunningly still has a working battery. I was thinking of things. There's some glitter candles, some toothpaste, Afterbite, Kleenex that was not touched, playing cards, some cutlery, a spud peeler, measuring stuff, spoons, gloss for cleaning, steel wool, excellent to have, some more toothpaste, some washing up liquid, can opener, some spray. I just pulled the lid off. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Because it's a mechanical pressure one, it's to give me a bit of nice smell. Some disposable razor blades, 1 nail, Some toothbrushes, okay, and matches, Christmas matches. I think they'll work, should work, right? Let's see. It works. So yeah, it was dry in there. It did get cold, it did get freezing, but I don't think I ever got that cold because it's actually connected to Kitty's bedroom. But definitely not mouse proof. So lesson learned on that one. So that was the worst box. Now I'm going to put the hard goods into the dishwasher. So I've combined some fresh stuff I bought with some of the old stuff, the food stuff and the hard goods, and I put it in here. This will be sealed up for the apocalypse. I don't intend to use this stuff ever unless it is actually a long-term SHTF. And you can see what I put in it. Time to taste expired food. So this is Costco's peanut butter. It expired on September 2016. It's now March 2021. The only way this hasn't gone off is if there was no oxygen in this at all and they replace it by carbon dioxide or by nitrogen. I will leave the camera running to prove that I'm using this. Lid off. That's intact. It's not green. There's no gas in it. I would advise you to boil all foods that like this. Okay, so right off the bat, I will show you this without taking it off the bottom. There's a monkey bit there. And it's hard and the oil's separated. So you could use the oil for lubrication in somewhere there's no animals, but I'm not even going to try that. Your health is nothing to mess around with. This does not look in good condition. I know peanuts do go rancid. I ain't going to try it. But what about maple syrup? Technically maple syrup, if it remains liquid, is usable. And if it dries out, if you slowly heat it and add water to it, you can reconstitute it because it is just a crystalline form of sugar. So again, reflecting our buying habits in 2016, this is Kirkland Lake maple syrup. Canada category A. Does it have an expiry date? It does. Best before September the 15th, 2015. Again, I will leave it in the visual range and let's see if we can use maple syrup. Unscrew the lid. Again, there is this on, which is a good idea. It's intact, hasn't been chewed, no holes in it. This is not pushed out, I don't think. Get a knife. No gas was released. Any signs of infection, you don't really want to deal with it, like gas being released. Alright. Let us try very old maple syrup that hasn't been stirred. It's delicious. This is going to go in the fridge and be used. Perfectly good after 4.5 years. So I did find the other sleeping bag. These are generic sleeping bags, probably good to maybe 0 degrees or slightly above freezing. But if you put another sleeping bag inside them, they're much better. So they'll probably stay packed up and they'll go into a cardboard box and they will be stored up just in case we have need in the future. Little problem with the storage thing. The carbon arrows and the fishing rod gear doesn't actually fit into the box. So I will have to come up with a plan B for them. But now I'm going to do the medical boxes, and this might be too long, so if it is, remember to give me a sub, give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down, and interact in the comments. What surprised you about what I stored? What surprised you about the condition it was in after about 4.5 to 5 years in an attic crawl space that was heated indirectly? Have a great week, and like I say, I'm going to do the medical stuff, which will probably take forever. I literally have 6 cardboard boxes like this to go through to see what I can save, which is probably going to be most of it. Plus I really want to get into my medical kit. This is my emergency grab and go medical kit from 5 years ago. I had no idea what I put in it. Today's exciting video has been brought to you by Wolfie Terrier Productions 2021. Wooly! Wooly! Meow! Though addicts need stuff. Though